I know a lot of times I start the vlog by saying I'm getting dressed, I'm getting ready to run someplace, or I have to run some errands. And a couple of times I said I didn't have any pants on. As you can clearly see, I really don't have any pants on. Let's get going. Friday, August 4th. Got a lot of stuff done at work. Got the kitchen cleaned, living room cleaned. And now I just have one more thing to get. I'm headed there now. And I believe there are 3 2-5 games going in town. You know I'm gonna hit one of those. How's your Friday going? So we are headed to Mid Rivers Mall. Hopefully they have what I need. And then we can go get into some of that poker. It's funny, as I was driving here, I was thinking, who really goes to the mall anymore? Because there's like this thing called the internet. I guess I don't need to come to the mall. I could get this online if I planned ahead, which I don't.
How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good, thank you. Well, do you get to go home now, please?
No.
Oh, no.
No.
Aw.
But I'm going out now. Now it's going to be fun time.
Well, that's
yeah,
good.
yeah.
That's good. At least it'll be fun being out, so.
Thank you. I know. Not the manliest purchase ever. Don't judge me. So I'm thinking, since I'm here at the mall, is there anything else I want to look at or shop for? Nope. And I shop a lot. I really just don't care about going to the mall. Who still goes to the mall? All right, now let's go do that work. Do that work. So the big choice, Hollywood or Ameristar? Looking at the Bravo, Ameristar has 2 2-5 games, and Hollywood has 8 people on the list for their first 2-5 game. I talked to my buddy Rain Delay, and he is at Ameristar, and the Ameristar game is typically full of regs. So what I think I'm gonna do is go to Hollywood, see if that game gets started, and give it like an hour. If it doesn't get started in an hour, or if everybody sits down short, I'll just get up and go to Ameristar. The Ameristar games aren't going anywhere. And worst come to worst, both games are crappy and I don't play at all. I don't have to play. I still want to see Planet of the Apes. Maybe I'll go do that. Looks like there might be a concert going on tonight over at Hollywood Casino Amphitheater. That definitely moves the needle to playing at Hollywood, depending on who the concert is. So I didn't mention this, but you probably figured it out by now. I didn't go to Cincinnati this weekend. Honestly, was planning on going to Cincinnati until I found out my dad's in San Francisco visiting my brother. So I figure I'll just wait for a better time to go. I'm not gonna go all the way to Cincinnati and not even see my dad. I had a gigantic dinner tonight. It's causing me to walk really slow. I know that doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense to me either. So I've been here about an hour. When I got here, unfortunately, there was no 2-5 game, but there was a 2-5 list. Had a couple of decent hands at the 1-2 game. Was in the 1-2 game for 400 and cashed out down $25. Cashed out at $375. So down $25 in the 1-2. Shortly after, though, the 2-5 started. And the 2-5 game, as per Hollywood's 2-5 games, is really good. So let's talk about this hand I played in 2-5 very early in the session. I have no reads on any of the villains in the game except for one, the guy in the small blind, who I've played with before. He's certainly on the more aggro side. The big blind limps for 5, folds around to me on the button, and I look down at pocket 8. I make it 20 on the button with pocket 8s. The small blind, the guy that I played with before, makes it 75. To my surprise, the big blind calls, the under the gun limper calls, and I'm left with the decision. This is definitely a spot that I can squeeze in, but after thinking about it for a while, I elect to take the road of least variance and just call for a couple reasons. Number one, I've never played with a couple of these players really early in the session, and there's really no reason to get out of line just yet. And if they're as bad as I think they are, they'll give me spots later on in the session. So I just call with my pocket 8s, and we see the flop 4 ways. The flop comes Jack of Hearts, 10 of Hearts, 3 of Diamonds. So the small blind checks, the big blind checks, under the gun checks, I think for a while, and I check. The turn's a really interesting card. The turn is the 7 of Diamonds. Now there is a front door heart flush draw on the board and a backdoor diamond draw on the board. So I picked up a gut shot. Small blind checks again. He's basically giving up on the hand at this point. The big blind now bets 125. Under the gun folds, and now the decision's on me. I think about the hands that the big blind is repping here, and then I think about the hands that I can beat. I have a gut shot. It's unlikely, although possible, my pocket 8s are still good. But what kind of hands is he betting 125 here? Would he play a jack like this? Maybe 10x of diamonds, 10-9 of diamonds is possible. It's hard for him to have turned a straight with 8-9 because I have 2 8s in my hand. So I tank for a long time, and I'm not typically a tanker. So everything in my body is telling me to fold. I'm thinking fold, but before I could fold, my damn mouth says call. The river comes the 6 of spades. So it's basically, it's almost a total blank, that river. And the big blind now snap shoves $200 into the pot, leaving himself with about 400-ish behind. The timing on his river bet was really suspicious. So I went into the tank again, thought about what kind of hands would bet the turn that way, and then snap shoved $200 in the pot on the river after I called their turn. I couldn't really find one, so I called. Good call, says he has ace high, and I won the pot.
Really?
60 bucks.
Oh, I didn't know that was even a thing.
Yeah.
There you are.
What's up?
Oh.
You guys
I was over
going
there.
In?
Oh.
Yeah, what's up,
Okay,
Steve?
I'll see you in there.
Yeah? You
Okay.
will.
Thank you.
Well,
All right,
good luck,
buddy.
Steve.
So still playing 2-5 at Hollywood. And I'm getting ready to tell you guys something I don't think you've ever heard me say. I'm not running good today. I'm running nowhere near good right now. I think I'm down maybe $700 or $800 basically on 2 hands, one of which I got really unlucky on, and the other one I played horribly. I'm running god awful. My mood's okay. I'm not in a bad mood. I'm just running bad. It happens. Normally it happens to other people. I don't like when it happens to me. Unfortunately, it's that time of night after last call. Things are going to start winding down here soon. So unless a miracle happens, I'm going to have a losing session tonight. Again, you guys know how I've been running. So, losing session, I'm due. So one of the last hands I played, under the gun limps. I make it 20 with 6-5 of diamonds. One of the field players calls. A guy in the small blind who'd been on the tighter side, he calls. And the under the gun limper calls. So we see the flop 4 ways. Flop is 6-6-3 with 2 hearts. It's a pretty good flop for me. Under the gun checks. I bet 45 into about 80. Field player folds. Small blind calls. Under the gun folds. Heads up to the turn. The turn is the queen of clubs. Small blind checks again. This time I make it 105. Action on the small blind. He thinks for a while. And check raises to 325. Look at the board. I think about his range. There's some heart draws there. An ace queen of hearts he definitely wouldn't have raised pre-flop. Like I said, he's been on the tighter side. I rule out a turned full house. I think he would have raised queens pre-flop. And I don't see a reason to really check raise here with a full house. It's possible. Unlikely, but possible. I have him covered slightly. I think he has maybe 200 behind his check raise. So I move all in. He lets out a disgusting groan, but calls. The river is a complete blank. It's the jack of spades. And he turns over king 6 of clubs. So I lose that hand. He called from the small blind with king 6 of clubs. Flop trips. Check. I bet. Check raise the turn. I lose. So that's kind of an unfortunate sequence of events. So I'm gonna head back in now and finish out the night. So all done with poker for the night. 2-5 game didn't end up well. In for 875, then added 125, so in for 1,000. Left with 150, so down 850 for the day. Actually down 875 because I think I was down $25 at 1-2. So not the best day today. Not a horrible day, but it could have gone better. Being honest, I did get really unlucky in a couple spots. There's one hand that I played that I'd probably take back, looking back on it. Other than that, a lot of card deadness, a lot of missing flops, a lot of missing draws, a lot of people not folding when I thought they would fold. That's not a recipe for a winning session. These things happen. It's poker, but it's late. So I'm gonna end the vlog here, and I bet you all be asleep in the next 20 minutes. So hey, for those of you still watching, if you like the vlogs, hit the like button. Leave me a comment and I'll probably respond. What am I sitting on? And make sure you subscribe so you get notifications when I release something new. And I'll catch you next time. The hell is that?